Hey there, Terp fans. It's Mr. Smiley here. As you can see, I'm with my Town Hall 9 account, Mason Killer, and I get occasionally asked by our Town Hall 9s and other Town Hall 9s, what kind of comp I use in Champs 3. After the last update, there are almost no Town Hall 9s that are worth rating in Champs. So I've basically switched the comp a little bit to attack Town Hall 10s only. If I do see a Town Hall 9, of course, I'll try to level it, but and it works pretty well having that freeze instead of the third rage. But for the most part, I'm just sticking to Town Hall 10s because that's where the Dark Elixir and the rest of the loot's at. As you can see, here's my base. It's a Crow base. Works against really bad attackers, but there's not really all that much you can do against Town Hall 10. So basically, my goal is just trying to protect my Dark Elixir. That's not working out too well. Occasionally it'll work, and that's good enough to just stay there. So I'm going to show some Town Hall 9 versus Town Hall 10 attacks here. These are all using the exact same comp. It's pretty similar to what I use at Town Hall 10. The main difference is, of course, there's three elixir spells instead of four. So I drop that heal and just go with two rages and a freeze. As you can see here, this is basically a Nemesis base where the guy didn't really understand base design that well because he's blocked this off here. So not a great base design, but on the other hand, this is a pretty strong Town Hall 10 against a Town Hall 9. So what I'm doing here is the Valkgasm attack. I do have to pop the queen more often than with my Town Hall 10 attacks, but once I get that wizard tower, then there should be nothing that steers my giants around the ring, and it should allow them to go into the core there. So as you can see, I try to get the freeze on the first Inferno, and then hopefully the clan castle. I did a pretty crappy job of that here, but I do end up getting, as you can see, the queen dragged my king and the Valkyrie away, so I didn't get that second Inferno. But the core dive gets the town hall. It gets at least one Inferno, gets the Dark Elixir storage, and then as you can see, even though this is one of my crappier raids, I still have that Queen on the outside as my percentage machine, and as long as I get one of the Infernos, I can usually get into the base enough to make it worthwhile. The minions are there also to help pick up some percentage. With the Archer towers here, I had to use them to take out the Archer tower. The Queen was tanking for them, and then the minions were able to clear out that space there. Not picking up a ton of percentage. I don't get the full 70% for the loot bonus, but it's still a pretty damn good raid for Dark Elixir. As you can see, I got 3,200 there, plus whatever the reduced win bonus was. So probably about, I don't know, 1,000 in that, and that's certainly enough to pay for my 6 Valkyrie and 3 of my own Earthquakes. So my goal here is not to impress anybody with my elite rating skill. It's just to show the comp that I'm using. So I'm just showing some average raids here. Here I decided that there was enough loot here that I didn't need to, that I couldn't pass it up, especially with these walls. So I went ahead and went in on this one. Here, where you do see you have these long, thin anti-queen walk barriers. It would be awesome to carry a couple wall breakers just so I can bust in there. You do see enough of them that it might be worth it. But as you can see here, the queen goes on one side to help steer. Then the row of giants and wizards, you just spread them all along the other side. And then you drop the clan castle with the wall breakers. You have 3 wall breakers and 3 Valkyrie in the clan castle. You let them get a little bit in, and then you drop your 8 Valkyrie, and hopefully they all go into the center. And here, not as nicely and cleanly as I would have liked, but still enough stuff gets into the center there that I get my town hall. I get at least one Inferno. Just happened to be, I think that I showed a couple of crappy raids up front where I didn't get both Infernos. But again, I mean, they're 2 Infernos, they're max expos. I have a level 13 Burger King, and my Archer Queen is level 20. I've been doing these kinds of raids since she was 15. So this isn't, especially for the more mature Town Hall 9s with higher heroes, you're going to get a lot better results than this. And this is the kind of rating style that works pretty well 10 versus 10 also. So, and also in war. This has a 3-star potential attack in war that you might as well use this kind of attack while raiding, and that way when you go into war and you do a Valkgasm attack, you've done so many reps of it in raiding that it just becomes second nature. So practice becomes permanent. Again, look at this. This is not a max Town Hall 10 base, but at the same time, I am a really low Town Hall 9 in Reddit Force here. I'm usually either the bottom Town Hall 9 in a 25 or 30 man war, or I'm second to bottom. I just dropped my expos a week ago, so this is pretty good results from a pretty low Town Hall 9. There you can see I do have to pop the ability. It's pretty hard on a lot of these bases to keep the queen from catching at least one expo. I could have done a better job there and caught that expo that was targeting my queen. Again, I'm just doing a ton of raids, and some are sloppier than others. But my coring team with those rages and the freezes do get in there and help out the queen. Usually you can time it, either the freeze or the core dive with the queen pop, that you can keep her alive. Unfortunately, I didn't get the last expo there, but as you can see, here I've gotten a pretty decent amount of loot. Plus the Champs win bonus is pretty sweet. The elixir from the Champs win bonus basically pays for my army, and the gold and the dark elixir bonus too. And then the gold is just a bonus, and then anything I get from the raid itself is pretty much a bonus. So there you can see the queen's going to go down because of that expo. Minions are there just to take some percentage, try to get to 70. Got pretty close there. This isn't intended to be a comprehensive instructional. I'm just showing just average raids. Let's go ahead and show these. This is a really versatile comp. It works really well on the box bases in particular, but especially since you don't really care about the 3-star, you mostly care about the core dive plus percentage. It works pretty well on bases like this with a lot of compartments on the inside too. So again, the queen isn't as important for funneling, although I did open up that little chamber there. But again, queen on one side, you spread out the row of giants and wizards along the other side, and then you drop the clan castle and drop a rage, then drop your own Valkyrie, and everything kind of goes up into the middle with those rages. Freeze protects it for a little bit, gets the Valkyrie in there to chew up clan castles, chew up defending heroes, chew up infernos. Tesla Pop ruined my minion over on that side, but the minions, you could always drop those for wall breakers for your queen if you really wanted to, especially as you have higher heroes than mine. The less important the minion cleanup crew becomes. There we can see. Let's just go ahead and fast forward through this cleanup. But again, the core dive removes all the damagey stuff in the middle, gets me my DE, gets me my at least 1 star. That's pretty important to get at least 1 star on these attacks, so that you're not losing the amount that you're paying for your army comp. You can see she goes around and ends up getting a pretty nice percentage on a Town Hall 10. This can also be a useful practice for Town Hall 9s. Who are in clans with a lot of other strong Town Hall 9s, and it's practice for 2-star scout attempts in war. You can see another kind of compartmentalized base. A lot of these bases, I hate attacking these with this strategy where the Inferno, you can't open them both up with a Quake. If this were a war attack, I would not use this comp against a base like this. I would use something with 2 jumps. If I were a Town Hall 10 attacking this. As you can see, the max wall breakers in the clan castle You know, they're not necessary, but it gets the crew in a little bit more quickly than not using wall breakers. And your choice after the three Max Valkyrie is basically wall breakers, or you could carry a giant or a wizard and some barbs. And none of those are really that much more impressive than or useful than just carrying some wall breakers there. And that gets them into the core there. There you can see I did get both Inferno down with this. It ended up taking out some of my troops, but so you know, core dive plus percentage machine there on the outside with a little bit of funneling. Against Town Hall 9s, I find it just works out better with my hero levels to get to just spread out the healers rather than do a queen walk. Against Town Hall 10s, it does work a lot better to do the queen walk. If I had higher heroes or a higher archer queen, it would probably work out better for me to do queen walks against Town Hall 9s. But as I said, you know, since I'm living in Champs 3, I don't really see Town Hall 9s anymore. I think in this raid log, I have one, which is the next one, which I'm not going to show because just, well, it wasn't a terribly useful or a great attack. I just went after that Dark Elixir because I thought it would be easy. Here's another one where I'm not going after Dark Elixir, just another raid. And I know this is long and kind of rambly, but it is what it is. These are just average raids. There you can see just another standard box base. You see these everywhere. And you know, this kind of attack also, you know, works pretty well as a 2-star attack against these box bases. 10 versus 11 too. Obviously, you're going to have an extra spell there. The heal would help against the eagle. But let's just stop right here. As you can see, look, that wizard tower here. Just an excuse to use my telestrator. This is a defensive ring base. We have a bunch of other videos just kind of breaking down this base on. Actually, screw it. We have a bunch of other other videos on the channel detailing, you know, the defensive ring around here and why this base can be effective if you don't know what you're doing. And but if you do know what you're doing, that Archer Queen taking out one defense can really screw up the attack. As you can see, he does have some defenses there that screw up my commentary. I guess I should have watched this attack again before I just said that. But so the sweeper and that one defense did lead my giants going around, but I do have enough stuff going into the core there to make this an effective attack. But if you rewatch that first attack, I think that's a more traditional Nemesis base that has the defensive ring. This one, I think he kind of messed with you and tried to trick you, but didn't really matter because my Archer Queen's still going to get a whole bunch of cleanup. Core Dive still took out the middle. So, I mean, this isn't rocket surgery. It's just effective raiding strategy. Let's go ahead and, I guess we'll go ahead and watch one more. Just so you can see how the strategy works against a whole bunch of different bases. That one was the last one we watched. Let's go ahead and here's another kind of compact base with a ton of loot. Obviously, if you can find, with any Valkyrie attack in particular, and giant attack, if you can find a base with crappy walls, it's just going to be that much more effective because your rage giants and Valkyrie are just going to rip through purple walls or skull walls. So there you can see the queen. She sets one corner, giants and wizards set the other, and then I'm just going to send the Valkyrie up the middle. Rage Valkyrie get in the core there, freeze the first Inferno, rage, take out that second. The single Infernos have a knack for locking onto your Burger King, so you want to watch out for that and pop his ability sooner rather than later, so that you can send out all those barbs as kind of a distract. There you can see not the most impressive or solid 2-star, but a 2-star nonetheless. His low-level queen ended up getting me, but I have the last laugh because I got a whole bunch of his Dark Elixir and regular Elixir and some gold. So maybe we'll see if there are any more impressive ones that I can show down there. Cool monkeys. Let's see. Is this a? Yeah, it's got to be a Town Hall 10 or a Town Hall 9. Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and show one Town Hall 9 attack. This is a cyanide base. Um, so this is how I deploy against Town Hall 9. I don't mess with the queen walk because my queen doesn't do enough damage. So I'm just going to spread it out in a row. It looks a bit messy, but it is really effective. So you just clear the one side and you're using the same comp. Obviously, if I were specifically targeting Town Hall 9s, I would not really need that freeze. I think I go ahead and drop it somewhere just because I have it. But the raged healers going up the gut of this base really help. Try to protect my healers a little bit by dropping it on the air defense. It's probably a little bit late there. Um, but I've found that if I try to do the 9 versus 10 kind of queen walk style against these bases, I just don't. My queen just doesn't do enough damage to get 100%. Whereas usually, if I deploy like this against Town Hall 9s, then I can get 100% against pretty much any Town Hall 9, or I have a really good shot of doing it, which is, all you can ask for heroes this low. Let's go ahead and fast forward through this cleanup. So as you can see, even though the drop looks like a real mess, the healers do usually two of them will survive and end up being a queen walk, queen charge in the middle of the base and really help clear out the back portion of the base. So anyway, so that's my rating comp. Hope you enjoy, and let's go Terp.